What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. Another episode of Convos with your CFP, Mario Payne, in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. And today, your conversation about life. We want to break down today what's the average salary, right? Because sometimes we look at the internet, we look at social media, we hear these stories about people balling out of control, making all the money. But for all my profiteers, we want to understand how much a person makes, how we can make more, but more importantly, how we can save and invest more. It's not about being a millionaire or billionaire. It's about being financially comfortable. And today we're going to have that conversation. But first, before we do that, like, subscribe, and share our channel. We got to hit the YouTube algorithm. 16 years practicing, blessing people, man. Definitely here to help. So hopefully we can help people from a social media standpoint. Also, check out our ETF, Let Bob, LETBOB. Check us out on the App Store and the Play Store. Also have my own ETF on the stock market, me and the Bob team. The ETF is LETB as a boy. So for your do-it-yourselfers who don't use a certified financial planner like myself, but invest using different apps, definitely check out our ETF, LETB as a boy. Last year in the year 2022, did not go down like the market did. And this year, we're doing a pretty good job as well. So check us out. But today, you guys follow me on my social media platforms on YouTube. You can see that I was early this week interviewed by Cheddar News. They asked me from a budgeting standpoint, how can we budget to have money in the summertime to save? So definitely check out my segment with Cheddar News. Great information. The average annual average salary. That's an oxymoron. Average annual average. Come on now. Do better, SoFi. The annual average salary in the U.S. is $60,575. The median salary, which is often less skewed by outlining numbers, the have and have nots, right, is $56,420. It's worth noting that average and median salaries vary by state. But on average, the average person makes, we'll kind of round up from $56,000, they make $60,000 a year. That's before taxes. So $60,000 a year is $5,000 a month before taxes. Well, of course, $60,000 is the 25% tax bracket. So for every $100 that we make, we're paying $25. $60,000 is $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month at the 25% tax bracket, right? In your pocket when it's all said and done, not including federal, state, local taxes. For $5,000 a month is really $4,000 net in your pocket. So when it's all said and done, not including state taxes, federal taxes, city taxes, I'm pocketing about $4,000. So the average person makes $4,000. This doesn't include household because some people, don't have spouses or whatever the case may be. But in general, the average person is pocketing $4,000 a month. Now, seems like a lot of money. And it is a lot of money, believe it or not, right? Because you're average. So we have the bottom and the top tier. But from a budgeting standpoint, how can we survive on $4,000 a month? That's a great question. But first, the biggest and best investment you can ever have is your house. The reason why we say that is because if we rent, let's say we spending $2,000 a month on rent. $2,000 a month over the course of a year, $24,000. Over 10 years, that's $240,000. Now, if we had a mortgage and we spent that $2,000 on that mortgage, over that 10-year time period, all the interest that the bank charged you, you get back. So let's say it's $5,000 a year of interest. Over 10 years, that's $50,000 of taxes we get back in our pocket. Plus, we're building equity. Equity. Whoop! Equity, right? The value of our house is going up. Even if it doesn't, that money's going towards the mortgage. So let's say it takes us 20 years to pay the mortgage. And in year 10, we put $240,000. So now we have, let's say, $100,000 left. $100,000. Well, we get a new house. And now that $100,000 out of here, it's gone, right? Because we put money into it. So yes, you're not throwing away your money like rent. So now as we get in that new house, that house is free and clear. we can do two things. We can rent it out and get that cash flow on a month-to-month basis, right? Or we can sell it and then with the proceeds use that to have a down payment on our new house. But we do not want to rent. So the biggest investment you can have is your first house. And then we wash, rinse, and repeat as we go house to house. With that being said, we understand that, Mario, Mr. CFP, but how much is the average house? Well, let's look below. The average home price in the United States, $436,000, right? So the median home sales price in the U.S., $436,800, the first quarter of 2023. Now that's down by 9%. The fourth quarter of 2022, it was $479,000. So as you new home buyers are out there, way better time to buy a house now than what it was 4 months ago, right? You're able to buy something at a 10% discount. For you guys looking to sell your home, don't wait. You want to do it now. 3 months from now, 6 months from now, if we do have a possible recession, the value of houses are going to go down more, which is going to affect you more. So, want to sell a house? Don't wait. You want to buy it? Let's do it. So, $436,000. So again, using that scenario, we know that is a big investment. Now, when we buy a house, it's not ours at one time, right? The bank has it. We get a loan. Some people like to buy a house cash. Some people like to use debt. Even though for years I was a Dave Ramsey investor, smart investor as he endorsed me, I would definitely recommend getting a loan. It gives you leverage. You can use that money to then invest in your 401k. That's a tax write-off. Put into a Roth IRA. That's tax-free money growing. But your house is your biggest investment. So $60,000, $5,000 a month in our pocket, $4,000. Our house is at $436,000. What does that mean? How much is a mortgage? And after the mortgage, how can we leverage the rest of our money so we can make money, save money, and enjoy our money at the same time? Now, Quicken Loans or Rocket Mortgage is basically the largest provider of mortgages in America. So they know a little something or two when it comes to mortgages and how much a person spends. So with this information, we know how much the average person makes. We know we're making, let's say, $4,000 a month. And we also know how much a house is. So once we're able to leverage that information and really find out how much the mortgage is on a month-to-month basis on average, we can then budget and live off of $4,000 comfortably, right? Again, everybody's not going to be a millionaire or billionaire. But if you're able to pay bills, live life, have fun, take care of yourself, and not have any financial worries, that's still a pretty good life. But how much does the average person pay in mortgages? Well, Rocket Mortgage, let us know. So data from the Council of Community and Economic Research in 2022, the Cost of Living Index shows the national average monthly mortgage payment is $1,768. Let's just say $1,800. So $1,800 a month, as we can see, which is $21,000 a year. So what all does that mean? Well, if we're pocketing $4,000 a month and our mortgage by itself is $1,800, well, how much we have left? We basically have $2,200 left. So theoretically speaking, you should be able to live on $2,200. Where a car payment, $500. That's $1,700 left, right? Bills and expenses, that should be another $1,000. So now we have about $700 left. If we save and invest, money going into your savings account and your 401k, we should have about $300 left, right? Because again, $400 going to savings and investing, right? Out that $400, $100 to saving, $300 to your 401k. It's a tax write-off. So at the end of the month, we should have $300 more every single month. So throughout the course of a year, that's $3,600. That $3,600 goes to savings, goes to your rainy day fund. But what are we doing in this situation? Number one, we have ownership. Your biggest investment is your mortgage, and that's ownership. Check. Number two, we also are not living beyond our means, right? Because again, with that $2,200 that's left after the mortgage, $1,000 is going to bills, gas, groceries, expenses. We're not overdoing ourselves. We're not spending $3,000 a month on just craziness. with being strategic on how we spend our money. Number 3, and most important as a certified financial planner, we're still setting aside a large amount of money, right? 10% to be exact, to go towards investing in savings. If you're pocketing $4,000 and at least $400 a month is going to save and invest in, it's pretty cool. That's $5,000 a year. Over 10 years, that's $50,000, not including compounding interest. Over 20 years, that's $100,000. With compounding interest, that's about $200,000 to $250,000, depending on how you invest your money. Pretty good nest egg. But from a house standpoint, because your house, again, is your biggest investment, that's going to allow you to be diversified in assets. So now we have 2 assets growing as we're just living check to check and enjoying life. Our investments and our house. We do those 2 things, we look up in 15, 20 years, we're in good shape. Good shape, are you going to be a millionaire and billionaire? No. Will you be financially comfortable, not have to worry about debt, no credit card payments, no I got to rob Peter to pay Paul? None of that stuff. None of that stuff at all. But you will be able to enjoy yourself. And from an investment standpoint, that's what you want to do. You want to have your money grow. You want to be able to take trips, enjoy yourself, and not go overboard. So as we look at things on social media, these get-rich schemes, invest your money here and there, you make all this types of money, it just doesn't happen like that. What does happen, every day, normal Americans busting their butt, working, making a lot of money, maybe not making that much money at all, but saving and being financial disciplined and doing those 2 things. Mortgage, not going crazy with the rest of our money. We'll look up in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we'll be in better shape. Now, yes, 20 years looks like a long time, but Rome wasn't built in a day. I've been practicing for 16 years and I've seen a lot of things come, a lot of things go. What's still the same is the market over time always goes up during good times and bad times and good times again. So, hope that helps. A little tidbit from a budgeting standpoint. Again, shouts out to Cheddar News, having me on earlier this week in a segment about budgeting for the summertime. As always, like, subscribe, share, check us out. Let me know what you think. As always, long-term investing is the wave. Hopefully my throat gets better. Let's make some painful profits together, y'all. Peace.
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making the money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah. Painful profits to help you seek change, and you just wanna get paid, yeah. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, Painful profits to help you seek change, yeah. Cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get you a better living. Been check to check, and it could be different,